I'm back to hang out with you for a little bit while I wait for my wife to get done inside of this place. She is at a framing place for her business. But as you guys can see, the topic of this is something that I'm sure not a lot of people are going to care about, but who knows? Maybe they will. As a YouTuber, my channel is absolutely dead other than my live streams. Live streams, 100% the way to go. If you are a YouTuber, if you have aspirations to be a YouTuber and you want to have a channel develop and grow, I don't care what your niche is. I don't give a crap what type of audience you're going for. First of all, you know what? Let me start this off by just saying this. Anybody who pops through here or checks this out at some point in the future, God bless you guys. I appreciate you if you end up stopping through. If not, whatever, that's totally cool too. I did not bring my microphone with me today, but if you are a YouTuber who's curious about starting up a channel and you're definitely thinking about getting your content out there and you are considering using YouTube promotion, that is a big topic for a lot of people. I see people Google searching it like crazy. I see that there's an insane amount of Reddit pages talking about YouTube promotion. So I tried it on this channel after my channel started to grow originally and YouTube ads started pushing like crazy. So just want to take some time to let you know it will destroy you. It will destroy your channel. It doesn't matter what kind of audience you've been developing. It doesn't matter what you've been working on. If you put it on your little channel, especially if you are a growing channel, it will absolutely demolish everything you're trying to work for as far as your algorithm goes. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you are trying to become a YouTuber, here's what they don't teach you. They don't teach you about click-through rate. They don't teach you about the importance of watch time. Those things are excessively important. If you are a YouTuber or you're trying to become one and you have downloaded YouTube Studio, which is very important to have. YouTube Studio is something that everybody, you can download the app on your phone, as well as if you go to your channel on laptop, it'll give you the ability to pull up YouTube Studio. So if you do that, you're going to see a lot of things. Adding keywords, something that you can do in the settings on your main page for your channel, very important. But outside of doing that, by the way, anybody who pops through here, thank you for coming through. Just generally hanging out. This isn't about a biblical study today. We're not talking about fragrances either. We can, if you'd like to. Hello, Infinity. What's up? But again, anybody who is, what's up, Serkan? Thank you for popping in, buddy. Good to see you. Hanging out while my wife is handling some stuff for the business, the family business we got going on inside here. She's getting some frames prepared for her flower preservation. But again, anybody who's coming to hang out for a little bit while we chill in this hot car, just want to say, if you are a YouTuber trying to get started and you're giving heavy consideration to using YouTube promotions, thanks Infinity, I appreciate that. You might not like my channel, that's okay. I'm not asking people to subscribe. If you do, I appreciate it. You're welcome to hang out. No, I do not. But with that being said, this is typically a faith-based as well a fragrance-based channel, but we come hang out and do these live streams. But say I don't really know that my content's going to be for you guys, but just as a YouTuber, I definitely want to tell you guys, you don't need to subscribe, but please do not use YouTube promotion for your channel. If you're trying to grow your channel, it is excessively important that you do the best you can. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Real quick, no, Ibrahim, I did not lose a bet. I got these when I was younger. I'm not super proud of my face tattoos, but then again, if people choose to get them, as long as they're meaningful, that's their choice. So, it is what it is. With that being said, for anybody out there who is definitely trying to start a YouTube channel, please take it just from me. I'm a stranger. I'm nobody you should care about, but do not do it. Listen to me, because there are a lot of bigger channels who are sponsored or who get paid advertisements themselves for telling you this. It's very bad for you. If you're new, click-through rate, very important. If you don't know what that is, that's how frequently people come across your channel as it pops up and they click on it. That very much matters to YouTube's algorithm for how they work with your channel. If you're also new to YouTube, keeping up with your watch times is very important. How long people watch your videos. So doing live streams, if you can get to the 50 subscriber mark, doing live streams, very, very, very important to do, because that is a way you can, first of all, develop your comfortability being in front of the camera, speaking to strangers, super important. You're going to get a lot of trolls, but you'll also learn to ignore them over time. It's not really a big deal. If you're like me and you have a family, very family welcoming channel, you can have mods and people help you get those guys out of here. By the way, you're not rude at all, Ibrahim. You're perfectly fine to ask. And yes, by the way, my tattoos are real. But just throwing it out there, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions too, by the way. I don't welcome people, again, doing things that aren't family friendly. So if you're going to be like perverse and junk, first and foremost, I'm a Christian, but I welcome all religious peoples of all types and atheists. Everybody here, we're not here to argue and debate. But I'm a family friendly creator, so I don't allow perverse crap in my chat because youngsters come through here and I try to encourage them and give them advice as well. But other than that, you're welcome to, if you want to make fun of the way I look, I don't care about that. Just don't be rude to other people. But see, like this person right here. This is a person who's getting hidden right away because I don't allow people to say gross or inappropriate things on my channel. Appreciate you, by the way, Robbie, for what you said about the tattoos. I speak English personally. I wish I spoke Spanish. I don't. I just spoke a teeny little bit of German because me and my wife spent some time in Germany. But other than that, you're Christian too. God bless you, buddy. No, you won't. Like I said, anybody who says anything inappropriate, I'm not going to laugh at you. Nobody here cares. You're getting blocked. It's a family-friendly show. But again, if you're Muslim, if you're atheist, like I said, you're all welcome here. So I'm not asking any of you guys to subscribe to me or check out my content. I do faith-based content, biblical studies as well, and then also fragrance reviews and stuff has been a big passion of mine. So it's kind of all over the place. I like to have fun. I can do what I want. But this is particularly just to let you guys know, if you happen to be YouTubers who are trying to develop your channel, please don't use the YouTube promotion feature. I used it after I literally got my silver play button. So YouTube validated my subscribers. YouTube literally gave me my silver play button with my original channel name on it. And guess what? I said, you know what? They keep sending me emails. I got my silver play button. Things are going well. They're sending me emails about this Google Ads thing. Let me try it out. Most businesses promote themselves correct. So I tried it. As it would turn out, when you're a YouTuber or you're an independent creator, nobody can give you real good advice. It's also hard to trust that people are not being like paid to say things. So I found out the hard way. Again, literally just got my silver play button, used YouTube promotion, and within the end of that promotion for the video I used it on, which by the way got me pretty much nothing in return, and you don't get paid for those things either, just letting you know. You don't get credit for the watch hours, you don't get credit for pretty much anything if you even get those things. They also like to gear shift you towards countries like India and stuff, which love India, but at the same time, the audience people who come through there a lot can typically be like bot farms. So in and of itself, it will hurt your watch time, it will hurt your click-through rate, and last but not least, you don't really get anything out of it. So it's basically just for vanity. You use it, and then after that, my algorithm personally, when I tried it out, completely dropped. Now I'm lucky. Again, I have a actual YouTube silver play button. You can go look at my channel. And then after I use YouTube promotion, I'm lucky now to get 70 views on an actual video. I'm stuck to just doing streaming now, which is cool, because this is actually something I found out is really fantastic for a YouTuber. Doing streams, connecting with people, really helps a lot. Find more folks who come through and want to hang out and be a part of your niche. Again, you're going to have to learn to deal with trolls and stuff if you start doing streaming and everything. If you're not comfortable with that, it's going to be difficult for you, but you will get over it. But with that being said, you will eventually get through it. Like, sometimes you see these people in here, yeah, silver play buttons, they're not very special. Don't really care about that. Yeah, like I said, if you guys actually watch during these comments, for instance, you'll see a bunch of turds. Actually, Sercam, I'm going to add you as a mod real fast, so maybe you can help me get some of these people out of here as well. But yeah, there's a lot of turds out there who think they're funny. Nobody really cares. Like I said, it is a family-friendly little show that we do here. But also, Buddy here said, most painful tattoo for you. To be honest with you, as silly as this is going to sound, the back of the leg sucks, and then tips of the fingers. Don't know what it is. Something about the nerves, but that's pretty much the places I had the most trouble with. Sure, dude. Do you want them hidden or timed out? Completely hidden. Anybody who says inappropriate stuff, anybody who says anything seemingly inappropriate or vulgar, completely get them out of here. But anyway, with that being said, like, if you need more mods, I got you, brother. I appreciate that. Yes, I'll probably add you here in just a little bit. But yeah, so like I said, just trying to encourage some other young creators out there if you're trying to start a channel. Definitely want to encourage you, do live streams, get comfortable with the people who come through, because there will be a lot of awesome people out there who wants to hang out, have a good time. Whoever moves first has to spread the gospel. You said English. I do speak English, yes, and you're absolutely correct, yes. So again, this is a faith-based channel for myself, but I'm just talking to anybody at all who wants to do YouTube. Like, make sure you focus on your passions. Make that your main thing that you're worried about, is just focus on your passions, focus on being consistent, get better for sure. The only thing that worked for me originally before I did YouTube promotion, I'm fortunate, I was doing fragrance reviews and stuff, which seemed to be pretty easy to get traction for, but so that in and of itself, it really depends on your personal niche. But one thing I discovered pretty quickly is that just the type of thumbnail that you use, very important. Try to make it very well definition, so that way when you use it, it doesn't look pretty bad with how it renders on other people's stuff. So thumbnails are very important and titles are very important. If you can do that, try to whittle down your niche or whatever you do to something that people can actually keep up with. So those are really the only things you're going to want to do, is grind for a very long time. Keep posting stuff. Eventually you will find folks who will come through and actually want to hang out, want to watch. But doing live streams, very important to develop a consistent audience. But doing YouTube promotion will absolutely destroy your channel in every possible way, because basically YouTube wants you to pay the money, and then afterwards they want to just never allow you to be seen again and get recommended. For me, after I personally tried using YouTube's recommendations, all that happened from that point forward is even most of my own subscribers, consistent people who I communicate with on a regular basis, rarely ever see when I post an actual video. They see your live streams. That's why live streams are very, very good if you want to develop your channel. But YouTube promotion, once you actually use it, especially if you try to use it on a few videos, it'll ruin everything. And your own people may not even see your videos get recommended anymore, and that's really bad. At this point, it's been 2 months, I think. 2 months maybe, or a month, since I had tried to do the thingy, and lo and behold, like to this very moment, no, it's been a month, sorry, it's been a month since I personally did the run ads, and every video went from a minimum of 1,000 to up to 60,000 views within a couple of weeks, to now, like I said, I'm lucky to even get 70 views. I'm lucky to even get 120 views or something on every single thing I post. My people aren't seeing when I post. It is what it is. So that's pretty dope. Thank you. Also to my buddy here who asked, am I in recovery? I'm not in recovery in the sense of going to like a recovery home or a men's group or nothing, but I am 7 years sober, and I very much am like an advocate, if you could call it that. I don't know if that's a douchey word to use, but I am a person who very much is for people getting sober. So definitely I am a Christian, but I'm not against other people coming through different walks of life. Real quick, hey Andrew, have you tried anything from BDK Perfumes? I have not. So again, while I'm talking about this, if anybody's curious, and hopefully you can hear me. I didn't bring my mic today, but as I'm talking about this, again, I am a fragrance. So my channel is mostly based around fragrance and faith-based content. So Teresa, thank you for popping through here. I never know exactly how to say that name properly, so I don't mean any disrespect if I said that wrong, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm 8 weeks sober. God bless you, Robbie. Hey, man. Definitely hold it strong. Just keep going and keep pushing, because I'm telling you, you will definitely not regret it. Obviously, it's going to be very special for you to keep this journey up. It's not easy for a lot of people, for most of us. As well from Fiji. That's awesome. Thank you for being here, buddy. Hi, Andrew Douglas. Community. You have one of the few selective worldwide to say following sentence. Oh, wow. Very funny. Haha. Somebody tried to get me to say something. Once again, this is another person who needs to get out of here trying to get me to say a word I'm not going to say. Again, this is a family-friendly channel, so you can try to be funny if you want. Nobody's laughing. You might, but nobody else is. Angelique, salut. Thank you for popping through. I appreciate you. Ça va? I thought it was spelled with a C. Ça va? Ça va et toi? I don't really speak, I don't remember how to say I don't speak English. Or excuse me, I don't speak French. Wow, look at me. Have you tried YSL myself? I sure have. YSL myself. The parfum is my personal favorite. Don't know what that, oh, okay. Oui, très bien. Cool. All right. Bien, merci. I think that's how you say it. Sorry, I don't speak really any French, but I'd like to. I got some French ancestry, but I just don't personally speak it myself. But you're welcome to hang out here. Bien français. I think that means I speak decent French. Thank you very much. What do you say? Enchanté? Something like that. Nice to meet you, Teresa. Thank you. Nice to meet you as well. Like I said, this is a faith-based channel as a Christian, a welcoming of all people. So I do talk about God quite often when I get the chance to do so. I do biblical studies on here as well. But as well, I also do my fragrance content, so all people are welcome here. But yes, I just want to encourage people in this particular stream, if you are attempting to become a YouTuber in and of itself, it's not something for everybody. That's not, I think a lot of people these days want to be a content creator. There's no secret about that. What's up, Foo? What's up? I haven't seen somebody say Foo in a long time. I like that. But yeah, definitely it's not for everybody to get into it, because these days, obviously TikTok and stuff like that and social media makes everybody want to have like an audience, which is not a good mentality in and of itself. We definitely want to embrace niches and definitely want to be able to put your hobbies and interests out there and find communities to be part of. But there's conventions and things like that as well. So I really want to encourage people to really consider, if you're thinking about being a YouTuber, Is it something you want to put a lot of your time, especially if you're a full-time worker like me or like most of my buddies? Are you definitely just like being in a band or something, or having a business? Like I said, I'm out here waiting for my wife with her personal side business, and getting frames together. Is it something that you're really dedicated to? Because that's what it's going to take. YouTube promotions is it's like in the story, like in Genesis, the apple and the fruit in the garden, right? It's that thing that seems very enticing. It seems like a good idea. You got a channel, you want it to grow. Wow, I pay some money, I get some views and stuff like that. But do not do it. It's not worth it. Trying to fake your way into pretty much anything ever is not going to lead to anything satisfactory. It's kind of like how doing a dancing trend on TikTok is a waste of time. People often make fun of me for having tattoos. Let's use that as an example. I got these because I was into music and bands and stuff. I'm 32. I got them all when I was like 18. But there's a lot of people these days who get tattoos all over their face and crap just because it's cool. But you have to live with that forever. So you really got to think about the things you do before you do it and make sure this is something you really want. And YouTubing is kind of like that. It's just not permanent, but it's still similar in that line where if you commit yourself to doing it, I definitely sub. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that. A Muslim? You're a Muslim? Well, hey, buddy. God bless you. I don't know any Arabic personally, but you're welcome here. Like I said, I'm a Christian, but you're totally welcome here. Not here to argue with you. Been a sub. You seem chill. You be a big YouTuber someday. Maybe so. Again, at the end of the day, the biggest thing I realized, and by the way, personally to Jesus Girl, I agree with you there, buddy. Um, but basically, I just started this off as a fragrance channel, like I said, and it started doing very well kind of quickly. But so I got my silver play button information that was coming in, like when they let me know, I was all excited, and YouTube bombarded me a lot. When I was getting around 80,000 subscribers, things were growing quickly. YouTube bombarded the living crap out of me about like, hey, would you like to use our ads? You should try out Google Ads. You should try out YouTube Ads. And I was like, you know what? Again, like I said at the beginning of this, I thought, well, this is kind of like a business, so why not? Every other business, you use promotions and advertisement. So that's pretty much what happened. I made the decision to do that. I only spent roughly in total between 5 videos, I think $45, something like that, but huge waste, absolutely pointless. And like I said, I went from getting between 1,000 to 40+ thousand views on an average video to, lo and behold, Shaduki. Next thing you know, I'm literally getting 100 views to 50 views or so every like actual video I post. Like I said, live streaming's been awesome. Been getting to meet cool new people, getting to hang out and have a good time. Other than the occasional random folks calling me a skinhead, but who am I? Well, I will say this, buddy. You're totally welcome to be here, regardless of who you are or whatever. But I will say again, I try to keep it very appropriate here because youngsters. It's a family-friendly channel here, personally. Don't care what you do on your channel, but all kinds of people come through here. So I would laugh myself, but I don't want anything like too, you get what I'm saying. It's family-friendly. Nice hat. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I like to use, as corny as this might seem, I like to think of like hats and outfits sometimes as a way to kind of like get a conversation started or something like that. But as you can imagine, it's not the hardest thing in the world for me to do that in the first place. I like to talk. So, but for people who are not super comfortable talking, but you do want to be a content creator, a YouTuber, highly do recommend you actually start doing these live streams yourself. Because trust me, they go an exceptional long way. For instance, getting your YouTube hours up. If you can, get yourself to actually start doing YouTube streams. This goes an incredible long way. So when I first started streaming, I was actually pretty shocked, to be honest with you, because I noticed that my watch time was going up a few hundred, like around, I think even like for me personally, I still keep up with watch hours. And this past week I streamed a handful of times, and roughly I think just in this past week alone I got about 600 hours, something like that, just from doing live streams. So I highly recommend, if you are trying to develop your channel, please do that. So I know that this isn't going to be for everyone, so at the end of the day, I don't expect people of all walks of life to give a crap about this stream in particular. And again, I'm not asking people to subscribe. If you want to, that's cool. My content might not necessarily be something you're interested in, but no, I am not single. I am married, and I have been for quite a while. So I'm sure that was a joke question anyways, just trying to be funny. But no, I am definitely not single, and thankful for it. What's up, Kia? Happy to have you here, buddy. God bless you. Happy to see you here. Just trying to encourage some people. Married, right hand. Exceptionally funny of you, buddy. But again, once again, you're about to get blocked from the chat, just letting you know. My mods are here. If only YouTube didn't hate my content. Banned from doing live stream. Banned from doing live streams? Holy crap. How'd that happen? I'm sorry that happened to you. Again, I don't know like what exactly caused that or whatever. Also, Chi-Town Love. Paul, thanks for being here. Never been there myself, but all people are welcome in this chat. But yeah, again, you don't know me. You don't have a reason to have to know me. What's up, Quill? Thank you for being here, buddy. Just wanted to give a little like friendly stranger advice to everybody out there who's particularly trying to get into stuff. And as well, by the way, like I said, you're going to get banned from the chat if you say inappropriate things. That's just the way that it goes. Cannot recommend this enough. Thank you for the Wednesday Bible chat. Hey Dash, that's awesome. I'm glad that you was able to come through. That really means a lot to me. I had no idea that many people were actually going to stop in. Again, by the way, everybody's welcome to be here, whether you're Hindu, whether you're Muslim or whatever. I do Bible studies as well, but I am also, for the sake of my buddies out there, my fellow Christians, my fellow atheists or friends out there, so forth. I'm also going to be taking people through the Quran respectfully. I don't speak Arabic. I'm going to be reading from a handful of very high quality, as they say, recommended scholarly translations in English. So no disrespect, but I do want to teach my friends here, especially fellow Christians, to appreciate and respect other people's beliefs, even if you disagree with them, because well, how else are you really going to be respectful to other people? How dare you, the way I look at it for the past 10 years, how dare you expect to tell people you've been taking my beliefs out of context if you're going to do the same thing to other people, right? YouTube marked my channel as harmful because of the subject matter? That's crazy. That's actually very strange because I've seen a lot of people. I don't know why. I'm sorry that they did that to you. Me personally. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now? But anyway, sorry about that, you guys. Cannabis critique. Thank you for guys letting me know. I always appreciate y'all. Y'all being such like an interactive crowd means so much to me because hello, are you nice to meet? Oh, nice to meet you too, buddy. Thank you for being here. Mega Martinez, thanks for popping through. I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, like I said, I'm not like a big YouTuber or anything like that. So I know some people might be like, how dare you give advice as if you're somebody. I don't mean to sound like that. I just want to help other people. It means a lot to me. Look, I can't even tell. Oh, okay, I get what you're trying to say. Very funny. I was born a dude. Whatever. Very funny. You guys think that's hilarious. But I will admit, I got some pretty features sometimes. It is what it is, and I get it from my mom. But darn it. But yes, in all seriousness, I like to encourage people who are trying to develop themselves as a channel because it's hard. I've had 6 YouTube channels over the years. I had one before this me and my wife was doing when we were having like fun going and doing paranormal investigations and stuff like that, and just also like family travel trips and stuff. And it's difficult when you're trying to develop yourself as a YouTuber and try to find a way to take things you want to make and put it in a way that other people might watch with you. So do you the Yahweh? So I will say this. Even though I am a Christian, and I know that a lot of Christians like to wear shirts and hats and stuff that say Yahweh on it, for the most part, for the sake of like any of my friends who come through here who are Jewish, I know this doesn't necessarily bother everybody, but I do want to be respectful to people who are not comfortable with that name. So most of the time, I'm going to say Adonai, Hashem, if I'm going to refer to things in that way, just to be respectful. Esther, that's a really cool name, Esther. Thank you for popping through. Very much appreciate you. Like I said, again, if anybody for some reason like does have questions, this is not a fragrant stream or in and of itself, although we're more than happy to talk about faith, not debate. We're more than happy to talk about faith if you'd like to. It technically, by the way, Mega Martinez doesn't mean God. It's a name in ancient Israel for God. But where's the hat from? Mick need ones. So there is a website, and they're actually having a sale right now, I think. I got a bunch of hats from there. It's called Our True God. I think that's what it's called. OurTrueGod.com is what I'm pretty sure it is. And you can get like all sorts of these hats from there. They got a lot of nice prints. Douglas, I got Lamal Elixir today. It's minty. It is. Lamal Elixir, it's not super strong. It's mostly coming from the lavender, but it definitely does have a mint feel going on to it. That's really awesome. So I hope you like it. I'm not sure if it's your style, but I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, by the way, these hats, Kia, on that website. I started getting them last year because I really like them. This is gonna say, well, I'm not gonna get into that, but basically, yeah, I started liking to wear them because in some way, shape, or form. Also, because a lot of people stare at me in public sometimes and act as if something's wrong with me because of the way I look. It's kind of like a way to soften that a little bit. Although I do look like a giant baby with crayons all over me. So I don't know why, but yeah, it definitely helps to like make people feel more relaxed when I wear a hat like this, something that they can see as well. I've had people, you know, come up and kind of have questions about it. Thanks, it's fine. Also got Hamrakawa. I hope you like that. Hamrakawa is my favorite one of the Hamras. I don't know if you got to try the other ones so far, but of all of them, that's actually my personal favorite one. Although it's better Hamra. Absolutely, I agree with you, Quill. Thank you for being here, by the way. Anybody who stopped through to hang out during this little stream, because like I said, right now, I don't want to show you. I kind of do want to show. So I want to show you guys some more stuff from my own life, like you guys who hang out and are regulars. But at the same time, I kind of get worried sometimes doing these live streams. I guess it doesn't matter too much, but I don't want people to ever like be weird. I've had some people before say that if I knew where you was, blah 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 blah. So I always want to show people like even support small businesses, because right now where we're at for my wife's business and stuff, I would like to help show where these people are, because it's a cool framing shop. But yeah. Dukan, definitely, if you're looking for Hamra Dukan, please don't get it. It's a waste of money. It's definitely not worth having overall. It's just literally the opening is the only thing that's different, and then it dries down into the actual like original. So, hi, how are you, boss? I'm doing really good. Thank you for popping through. I appreciate you. So, thanks for saving. Hey, no problem, buddy. I'll help you anytime that I get the chance to do so. But yeah, I just want to say again, I'm not going to do like a gigantic long, I mean, I always talk a long time, especially when you guys start asking questions. I love hanging out with y'all. I'm not going to do a huge stream this time like I normally would, but that's often what I wonder, trying to help my side hustle business on YouTube channel, but the lives have a few weirdos. Yeah, so that's really the tricky thing, is like if you're trying to have a business, for instance, it's very helpful to do live streams if you're going to have a YouTube channel, but it can be tough because you never know, like, is there some strange person going to see this and come be strange in public or whatever? It can happen. I mean, there was a dude like 2 weeks ago on a stream, I think it was, and he kept saying, like, he didn't live in my state, but he kept saying to other people in the chat before I blocked him. I wasn't paying attention for a minute there, and he was like telling people in the chat he ain't the person to mess with. If he ever sees them in public or whatever, he finds them by their screen names and their photos, he's gonna do awful stuff to them. And I was like, you gotta go. There's some wacky people out there, but for the most part, dude, all we can do is pray for those folks and hope for the best, because I like to assume that most people, and if you are going to start live streaming as a YouTuber, I want to encourage you to think like, there's going to be trolls, no doubt about it. If there is, I'd like you to maybe consider that at the end of the day, maybe they're going through something, and we just got to be graceful and loving for them as well, the best that we can. Just hope that maybe they're either just think they're being funny or something. Like, I love South Park. Maybe they got South Park style humor and they just get a kick out of trolling people. Maybe they are really going through something though, who knows. You live which state? I'm not sure. Well, I guess I could say that. I live in North Carolina. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal to say I live in North Carolina. Just not going to say where. I can say where I was originally from, I guess. But the Humrai line made of fire cologne, so the second one that's with coffee. Yeah, now Latafa definitely does a very good job when it comes down to it. I give them respect for the most part, but not everything. Some of the Latafa fragrances are like made with care, you can tell, in skill, but they also make a lot of stuff just to like rush crap out. What's the inspiration? By the way, you're right, Kia. I'll definitely pray for them. And keyboard warriors to me are definitely people who I'm under the impression are going through something, or like I said, they're just lonely. They think it's funny. So the inspiration for the neck tattoo, though, like I said, not a lot of the stuff I have is not the best quality. I got it when I was much younger, and I don't really care for it as much anymore, but people still think it's cool. So for me, I got my daughter's name going across before she was born, and she's going to be 12 this year, and then they put little diamonds there. This in of itself, so I love ocean stuff, and most of this arm was originally going to be like oceanic, aquatic life type of theme. And this, like, I told the guy I wanted a compass on my neck, and I also like flowers. He just asked me a bunch of random questions, and I pretty much just let the artist do whatever he wanted to. And then, literally, as stupid as it's going to sound, as dumb as it sounds, I just said, throw some blue behind it, and that's what happened. And then also, there is a shark I have on the side of my neck, but I'm never going to show it. Our oldest is 12. Heck yeah, that's awesome, buddy. Cool story. I appreciate that. Yep, like I said, it was a bunch of random stuff kind of at the time. I was in bands at that point and doing a lot of music and stuff, and just really loved tattoos. A lot of the artists that I grew up with, my favorite musicians had them. That's kind of why I ended up, unfortunately, at that time, I was not making the best decisions in the world. But By the way, I don't know what you're saying to this other person who's commenting random words. I don't know if you're just commenting random words or if that's a language, but if it is, I'm sorry. I don't understand. But yeah, I appreciate you guys popping through here. Definitely want to touch on real fast. This is kind of random, but since I already kind of covered the main subject about, and I will rehash it, by the way. I will rehash because some people come through late in these streams, the whole thing behind not using YouTube promotion. We'll go through that again if anybody wants to ask questions. But I did kind of want to touch on what my short that I did today was. I got most of my work in prison. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, like I said, most people think anybody who looks the way we do or look like we came from prison anyways. So it's not, I can't hate that. And I'm glad that you're not there anymore. So that's all that matters to me. You're not in prison anymore. I mean, if you are, hey, either way, it's cool that you get to be here and hang out. God bless you. But I'm glad that you're just living your life in general and hope everything's going well as a whole. So, like I said, this is just kind of a stream to are you a writer? Not really anymore. Especially if you mean literally, I got arthritis in my hands and stuff. So like I said, I used to be a musician a long time ago, younger days. Hey, I know the same feeling, dude. That's why I'm always trying to encourage people on here who are dealing with substance abuse and like trying to get in sobriety, stuff like that. It's tough. Like regardless of whether with or without belief in anything, faith, what have you, like this life is always going to be difficult. That's one of the reasons why people who's like me, for instance, when you first come to have faith and belief in God, is a lot of people, especially these days, there's that whole prosperity gospel thing going around where people are constantly getting pushed that everything's going to be awesome. If you start believing in God, your life's going to be perfect. It certainly is not. There's a preacher I was just listening to yesterday who was like, by the way, Quill, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask, buddy. So just letting that be known while I go on this little tangent. But there's a pastor I used to love to go to his church, but I started to realize like the danger behind his message of telling people, like, if you read the book of Job and so much more, like literally all throughout the entire Hebrew scriptures, the Old Testament, it's literally people constantly screwing up and getting the crap beat out of them for making bad choices. Like Israel. I'm not talking about other cultures and communities like the Canaanites. I mean like actual Israelite people constantly getting the snot beat out of them for making stupid decisions over and over again for their own selves. So at the end of the day, like, you're going to make mistakes no matter what. That's just a part of life. But if you're definitely dealing with anxiety, depression, especially if you're dealing with substance abuse, I just want to always try to be here the best I can and be an encouragement for that type of scenario and not glorify mental health like I think a lot of people are doing on here. Got saved, got God in my life. Absolutely, Michael. Well, God bless you, buddy. Muhammad is the one and only prophet, my friend. And hey, you know what? You're welcome to believe that. I personally, like I said, I read the Quran multiple times and have an incredible amount of love and appreciation for my Muslim friends. But at the end of the day, that's just not me. I've studied it and studied it. I definitely appreciate the Islamic history, but I will say, my wife is getting back to the car, so I'm going to head out of here. But I appreciate every one of you guys who popped through for the stream. I don't think I'm probably not going to get back on here tonight. I might do one tomorrow night. And then definitely Sunday, I'm going to be doing a Bible study, I believe, at some point. And then also, as well, just a regular stream. So thank you guys very much. You are all... Hey, bro, what's up, Top Music? Thank you guys for popping through. Hello, I think that's the Indian flag. Thank you for being here. So like I said, we're about to head out of here. I guess, technically speaking, I don't have to do this right now because I'm about to pop out, but I will do my normal ending prayer. So thank you, Father, for these people who popped through. It has been absolutely fantastic. You get to have conversations and just talk with these amazing strangers, like regardless of whether they came to troll. Hey, I pray for blessings for them. I don't know if they're going through things, if they're just trying to be funny. Maybe it's some youngsters, or if it's just people who come to hang out and have a nice time, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Hindu, whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that they're here, and I pray they come to know you and have the peace of you in their heart, and just feel that love and find sustainability in their life. So I lift them all up to you, and I thank you for them. Thank you for the questions and this time to hang out. And I hope to see you guys later. And in the name of Jesus, thank you, Lord, for the blessings in my life, for this day that I got to live, and for every little bit of beauty that is this life in of itself. So thank you, God. Your will be done, I pray, in all our lives. And in the name of Jesus, amen. So appreciate you guys so much. Again, hopefully I'll see you guys again sometime, maybe soon, and we can hang out. Maybe I'll see you guys at the next Bible study, and maybe I'll see you at the next fragrance stream. Who knows? But either way, thanks for popping by, and I'll see y'all later. Boop.